Welcome to this week's episode. In case you missed last week, we splashed the boat. There were no problems. We went into the water nice and smoothly. We did spend one night on the dock there to make sure everything was good. And then we did move out. We have gone back to the floating dock where we were before until our mooring opens up. Since going into the water was a huge milestone, we decided that would close off Season 2 nicely. The end of an era, the end of a chapter. So welcome to Season 3. Still plenty of boat jobs to do, but also lots more fun to be had. So enjoy. Hi, we are Erica and Davy, an adventurous, slightly crazy couple who has taken on the challenge of restoring a hurricane-damaged catamaran. It isn't easy, but we are seeing progress from all our hard work. Subscribe to our channel to follow our journey. You must tell yourself, no matter how hard it is or how hard it gets, I'm going to make it. Welcome to this week's episode. So we are back on the water. We did actually come back to the floating dock where we were before, just for a few days. Our mooring has somebody else on it, which I don't blame them because we've
we promised that we were coming, and then it took longer and longer. So somebody else ended up on our mooring, which is absolutely fine. It's just for a few days. But our buddy Alf, he's got the floating dock here, which is actually where we started before we went to the boatyard. And he's allowed us to come on here for a few days while we wait for the mooring to come. But it actually is quite handy because we've got a few jobs to do, and it's a bit easier on the side of the dock rather than using a dinghy.
We never got the rub rail on the hard. We ran out of time. We didn't get the dog netting on, so it's actually a little bit safer over here, we feel like, because we do have the dock next to us.
Yeah.
The only problem is, so we love Alf and Kelly in front of us, but they have, 8 cats on board? So
it's
we keep having cats come on board at night time, and Fox goes, "Arr, arr, arr, arr."
Yeah, Foxy's just trying to chase them off. But to be honest, I don't mind the cats coming on board because cats mean no rats.
That's true.
So welcome aboard, guys. Just try not to wake Foxy up. Alrighty, guys. So as you know, we're on the floating dock, but we're going to take advantage of the time that we've got here on the floating dock. So we might have another, I don't know, maybe 5 days or something like that. So each day we're going to do a little project. We're not going to go crazy because we do need a little bit of a break after the boatyard. It's been very stressful. But we're going to try and achieve something every day. So let's go through a few of the jobs that we need to do. So one, it's difficult to show you, but on the cabin top here, there is no solar panels at the moment because we've got the flexi panels. I did attempt.
Go back down there because it's windy.
It's getting windy.
That's a bit better.
That way, yeah. So we did attempt to put up the solar panels a couple of days ago. Due to the fact that we hadn't had them on for a while, wanted to check the wiring and stuff. So I actually just used some duct tape to stick them down because it wasn't windy at all. And then we tested them, we let them run for half an hour. They weren't working at first. I found a bad connection, fixed that, decided to let them test them again, took a little bit longer, and then all of a sudden there was a gust of wind.
And we nearly lost all 3 of them.
We nearly lost all 3. And since then it's been pretty windy.
Can I just butt in here for a second? Look how tall Davy is.
Yeah, I'm standing on a cushion.
Because he's standing on a cushion.
So anyway, with the solar panels, we're going to wait probably till tomorrow because it's a bit gusty today, but the weather report looks a bit calmer tomorrow, so we're going to wait with that one. Today's project that we've decided to do is actually start putting on the stanchions
and the dog netting.
Well, if we can get it all done in one day, I'd be surprised. We might be able to get one side done today or something. But first of all, I need to clean them up, so let's show you what we got. So basically these are the parts. Now these are the original ones. These are some extra spares that I found in the boatyard, which are very, very, very similar, to be honest. These ones seem pretty good, to be honest, the ones we got. I might have to make 1 or 2 replacements out of this. The only problem I have is I can't find one of the bases. So that might be a slight mission, just purely for the fact that they are quite specialised. They're like cast aluminium. So anyway, we're going to give it a go. I've definitely got enough to do the one side. I'm only missing the one foot, and I might be able to find a replacement type of foot that will do for now from Freddy's in town. I'm going to need to go to Freddy's anyway tomorrow to get some adhesive to put the rub rail on the side of the boat. So we've got the rub rails as well. Now the rub rails are all sitting here ready to go back on. These 2 parts here, they came off of the donor boat because when we were dismantling this boat, unfortunately Manuel that was giving me a hand, he didn't shout to get some extra help, so what he did, he tried to take it off on his own and he dropped one and it shattered, but luckily we got the replacement off of the donor boat. Unfortunately the donor boat didn't have any stanchions or bases left on it anyway. So yeah, we've got to get the rub rail on the side while we're here, if we get the opportunity, we might even try and put the new trampoline on as well, because we've got that ready to go. Anyway, let's crack on. Hope it doesn't rain. It's getting real cloudy, but if it does anyway, I'm working under the hard top so I can continue cleaning up these parts. So let's get on with it. Alrighty, check this out. We got the hardware on, so we got the stanchions on, nice and solid. That one actually needs a screw in the bottom, that's why it's a bit wibbly. But anyway, at the bottom, I've sealed these up with butyl tape. I've also put a mid cleat back on, just so that we've got somewhere for the fender. And the rest of the stanchions on. So we're gonna be putting Dyneema on instead of using the stainless. Put a new D-link here at the front. We had to clean out the sail locker, that's why everything's on the dock here, which actually was a good move because it got a little bit wet in there. For the last year we haven't been in there, and there must be a small leak so that some rainwater's gone inside. Anyway, this side's looking fantastic. So what we thought we'd do is just show you what we're doing here with the butyl tape. So 1 second. Alright, so I've got all the gear set up here, cleaned everything up, got all the old 5200 off of these. 2 of the original ones we had, they were still okay, but 2 of them are bent. But we were lucky enough in the boatyard to find some that were extremely similar. You wouldn't even notice the difference unless I pointed it out. But they were a bit longer, so I've cut them off, cleaned them up, so we got 4 ready to go. As I said, what we're doing, we're sealing with butyl tape. So Eric, if you want to bring it through here. So butyl tape's like a putty. I don't know if some of you have probably heard of it, some of you haven't. It was actually designed for the car industry, like RVs and that sort of stuff, to seal up all the sort of joints, because there's a lot of flexibility and movement, which we have exactly the same here on boats. So butyl tape comes like as a roll, as a putty, and I'll just rip a piece off to show you. I've actually already put it on. But you can just literally peel it off, and then it's so pliable. So you can roll it up into like a little sausage, put it like around in a sort of a bolt area, and then just squish it down. And if you slightly oversize your holes or countersink them, either way, this stuff will push inside, push out. Any excess you can just cut it off. So I've got everything here ready set up with butyl tape, ready to go onto the boat. So I think that's what we're going to do, get the hardware on this side. Then after that, Eric has asked if I can move down to do some plumbing downstairs so that the toilets work.
Hi Fox, are we chasing flies?
So this is the Dyneema stuff that we got for the lifelines. So we got a little bit thicker one for the top, and then we have a little bit thinner for the under one.
Thanks to the store sending it not in it.
Are you sure that didn't happen after?
Not a chance. This is the first time it's ever been unwrapped out the bag.
Thanks, West Marine.
Might actually just be a twist, to be honest.
So you watch what you say, babe.
I apologise, West Marine. We love you so much for being such a low-priced store, supplying the marine environment with low-cost equipment, so we can all afford to do this. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, that's another store, isn't it? All right.
There we go.
Now
so what's the game plan?
We need to find the middle. It's half for one side, half for the other. Or did we buy some for the end as well?
I think there's some for the end.
Did we buy extra? We shouldn't cut it like that then, because otherwise we haven't got the end.
Should I pull it yet? Oh. Look at that!
This stuff stretches, so I reckon we're going to cut it with a bit. I'll give it a little bit so we can do some extra cutting. You got some scissors, babe?
Well, were we going to put a gate in?
Let's do a bit extra. I think we got plenty, haven't we? Let's try and go the other side without cutting, because I think we bought the 2 sides and the back and a bit of extra.
Yeah, but we just don't want to cut it too short, right?
Oh.
How you doing,
You make
Fox?
sure it gets fed to me, alright?
Yeah. How good does that look?
It's good, eh? So we've got the Dyneema on, tensioned it slightly. So what I've done, all I've done is put like a trucker's knot in here so that I could pull back the top, put a loop in it so I can pull and tension it. We are eventually going to do some splicing with these lines at both ends to make them all nice and neat, but we know with Dyneema it does stretch for a while. So with this system here I can simply undo it, stretch it, stretch it, stretch it. Once we're happy with it in a few months time, then we'll do a little splice on it, and that'll be a fun go. I've never spliced Dyneema before, so I'll have to watch a couple of videos from someone else. So we'll give that a go, but super happy at the moment. It feels so much better. It feels so much safer as well, just walking along on the boat, even for us, as Foxy still obviously needs the dog's nets before she falls down. So yeah, I think we can get the dog nets on in the next day or so.
So guys,
Foxy wants to say a big thank you to all of our patrons and everybody else that's also found the donate button on the website. So yeah, not only
thank you so much.
Not only Foxy, also from us. That has helped tremendously. Also, if there's anyone else that wants to jump on as a patron or find that donate button, now is a great time. That boatyard has absolutely destroyed us with the palaver that's been going on in there.
Yeah.
So anyway, thanks for your support so far and continued help for the future. Good morning, guys. So as I mentioned before, we were waiting for the winds to calm down a little bit, but of course we wait for the winds to calm down, and this morning we had a bit of a squall go across, and now the boat's completely soaked, along with all the stuff that we put out to dry out of the sail lockers. Anyway, instead of delaying it, what we're doing is Erica's up there, she's drying off the roof, then we'll give it 10 minutes to air dry, and then we'll just run a little bit of acetone on it so that we can take advantage of the less wind and get these solar panels up so we don't have to rely on the generator to keep us going or start the engine.
So back when we were in Puerto Rico, we bought 3 flexible solar panels from Rhenology. They're 160 watts each, and they're quite a decent size. So we put 3 of them up on the cabin top before, and I think we're going to put them back in that same spot. So the hard top, we want to keep that open for some of the bigger panels that you can buy here. There is actually 450 watt panels that you can buy here in Loop Run for $150 US. So it's super cheap for solar. So we want to keep a bit of space up there. Then we'll be cranking it in.
Yeah.
But we need to do a little bit of sanding and painting up there first before we stick those on. So
we're going to reinstall these ones, but these ones went flying off the roof. So
yeah.
Just been checking the connections, plus one of the connections actually came off. So I've got some spare MC4 connectors, but I just opened the one that came off, just to double check which way the little rubber inserts go in there, because I haven't put one of these on for about a year and a half.
Yeah.
So to get it right, I now know which way it is, so I can install that plug before we glue them on.
So we're super happy that we got a bunch of MC4 connectors as well. We got like 2 extra packages, but they do come in handy. So it rained this morning, which means it's super humid, so we're trying to drink as much water as possible. It is so satisfying seeing the boat back on the water. We are beyond happy. Fox is also enjoying it too, as you can see. The lifelines do kind of deter her from coming off, but we are looking forward to putting that dog nanny on, but it will take a little bit more time because it's one hell of a job. Do we have solar power, Fox? She's like, what are you talking about? So,
And a second.
MPPT Victron controller.
Yep, she's on. She's running 58.3 volts. Current at 3.6 amps. She's in absorption because it's already full because we've been running the generator this morning, so we can go and turn that off. Yep. But yes, it is working.
Woohoo!
Well, it should do anyway. We've had it before, but we were worried a little bit because they got blown off the roof. Anyway, I want to go and turn that generator off
and see
how they perform.
See what we're getting. That's gonna need some acetone, I think.
I think so. Well, these bits were on from that first day we put them on. Oh, that bit came off not too bad. The other bits that we just put on yesterday, just to hold these down while the silicone was drying. I'm going to get a scraper on that. So what we did as well, guys, with these, I'm removing the tape, obviously. That was just to hold it down while it dried. They've actually stuck down quite nicely. We did it with blobs of silicone instead of doing like a big squiggly line all the way around. Reason for that being is you can get a slight airflow going underneath the panel as well.
Keep them cool.
So keeps them slightly cooler, which is supposed to make them slightly more effective. Last time we put them on, we did it differently. We did lines all the way around, which kind of block the air. So got a few tips from other people and giving this a go, and we'll see. But maybe we get a bit more effectiveness, a bit more power. But this time of the day now, it's actually it's nearly sunset, to be honest. So we do have the shading from the hard top, but she's been producing good power all day long. We haven't had to run the generator at all today, so that's great. And at this time now, which is around 5 o'clock in the evening, and we're at full battery capacity, ready for the evening time. So looks good. Looks like everything's working as should be.
Today. Gusty.
I'd personally say just cook the legs.
You can cook the legs if you want. Look at the chicken.
Erica doesn't like it when the chicken comes with feet, so we're having to remove the feet.
The feet are just gross.
Alright. We'll feed the fishes with the feet. This back in the bin.
Gross. But the chicken looks good.
Not good chicken.
Yeah. It's gonna be crispy.
Suck it in.
Suck it in, babe. People say you're fat. Sorry guys, just have to throw this in the bloopers here, but we got a couple comments on the last video that both of us are getting a bit chubby. Excuse
and someone
me?
called you Porky.
Yeah.
And someone said I need to go on a water diet.
Yeah. Davy needs to go on a
two
water
different
diet
people,
for 2
by the
weeks.
way. Don't worry, Erica did block the first one.
Yeah.
I let the other one stay, I don't care.